Hi everyone, my name is Ed DeCosta of eddecosta.com, and this is my weekly video blog for Wednesday, April 23rd, 2014. The subject today, why I coach. Now, I've been asked what I do and how I do it a million times. I was recently with a prospective client, CEO of a company, and he asked me a question, a relatively simple question, that as far as I can recall, I had never been asked before. He said, Ed, could you tell me why do you coach? Again, caught me off guard, but I gave an honest answer, and what immediately came to my heart was something I learned 20-some years ago from Stephen Covey that came from a lesson he taught about the 4 L's. Live, love, laugh, and leave a legacy. And it was literally off the top of my head, but how beautiful it ended up being, because when I think about why I coach, it absolutely aligns beautifully with those 4 L's. And let me just share with you briefly. The first one is to live. What does it mean to truly live? You remember the William Wallace quote, right? Every man dies, but not every man truly lives. So what does it mean to live? Again, you know, people far more articulate than I have written and spoken about what it means to truly live, but one of the ways that I look at it is to be challenged, to reach your best, to do your best, so that whether you win or lose, you can, again, walk off the, there's lots of cliches here, walk off the field and know that you gave your level best. And really, there's nothing to apologize for if you lose to somebody who's just better equipped, better, has more talent than you. So to live I believe, is to always strive for your potential. And frankly, when I'm coaching, I feel wonderful. I love to be in that coaching relationship. It's very stimulating, it's very exciting, but it's also challenging at the very same time, because again, the subjects are important. The people that I'm speaking with are relying upon me, so there's a certain amount of pressure. Not that I actually feel a lot of pressure, but they're important subjects. So that's why coaching for me is a wonderful way to experience life. And the second one, love. I won't say that I love my clients like I love my family, but truly living your purpose and being able to have, again, only in the proper sense of the word, an intimate relationship, a close relationship with someone where you are their co-pilot. You are helping them overcome obstacles, brainstorm strategies to work with their team, their organization, a competitive threat, or whatever it might be. Again, I'm not suggesting that it is a loving relationship in the personal, marriage sense of the word love, but it is a very, very close relationship. And I think as human beings, we thrive upon that. We're social creatures. And I derive a tremendous amount of deep satisfaction from my clients and from what they're able to do, in part because of our relationship. The laugh part, that one's easy. I love to laugh. I love to laugh at myself more than anything else. I love to laugh at what life is all about. Life is fun, right? If you're not laughing, man, you're missing the point. We're supposed to enjoy ourselves. And even in pressure situations, it's often a way to relieve the pressure, to get people to think more clearly, to get their head on straight by bringing a little bit of levity. Not too much, again, not a comedian. We're not trying to get people belly laughing and slapping their knees, but just to lighten up, and it tends to clear our minds and allows us to be more effective. So, plus I'm a smart aleck from birth, really, and so I truly derive a lot of laughter with my clients. I'm not laughing at the clients, I'm not, but we're commonly laughing together, even at circumstances that, if you don't understand the relationship that we have, you might not understand why we're laughing. But I derive a lot of satisfaction from that element. And then, of course, the leave a legacy is also probably fairly self-evident. Again, you can only make a certain amount of difference in this world, but if you help other people, if you pour into other people, particularly leaders of organizations, and then they're able to subsequently pour into others, aren't you then leveraging your capability? Aren't you then leveraging your influence in the world by pouring into leaders who are then able to pour into their organizations and influence those families of their employees and the communities that their families live in, and so on and so forth. And I'm reminded of a story you might have heard, and again, at the risk of going a little longer today, it's one of my favorite stories of a little boy walking along the beach, picking up starfish as the tide goes out. He's picking up starfish and he's throwing them back into the water because these starfish are in fact going to dry up and die. And an elderly man is walking the other way and sees what the little boy is doing. And as the elderly man reaches the young boy, he says, young man, there are starfish as far as the eye can see for miles and miles and miles. What you're doing is not making any difference whatsoever." And you know where this is going, right? He's being discouraging to this little boy. He's saying basically your efforts are pointless because you can't change the world. You can't change all of these starfish that are on the beach. And the little boy kind of quizzically, squints his eye and looks at him, bends over, picks up another starfish, flings it into the water to life, and says, "I made a difference for that one." And to me, that's about leaving a legacy. You may not be able to change the world, but you can have an influence. You can be part of a greater wave of people that are throwing starfish, so to speak, and helping them. And so that's the way that I look at it, and that is my explanation today of why I coach. I hope you found this meaningful and helpful. Again, my name is Ed DeCosta of eddecosta.com, and wherever you are, make it a great day.